You are listening to the Lawyer Life Podcast, episode number 45, How the Law of Attraction Can Transform Your Legal Career. As we step back into faith and belief, our emotions will track that. And those emotions can act as a guide to your vibrational frequency. Feeling joyful, feeling grateful, feeling excited about your future and the possibilities will raise your vibration and align you with positive outcomes. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Lawyer Life Podcast. If you are an attorney that's tired of working for other people and feeling like your career and your time are completely out of your hands, you are in the right spot. I am Autumn Noble. I'm a practicing attorney as well as a life and career coach for lawyers. I have coached hundreds of women all over the world to transform their practice into something that resonates deeply with who they are and who they want to be. I help my clients reclaim their power and establish their own space in the legal industry. We all know that women are leaving the legal industry at a rate that is much higher than our male counterparts, and I am here to reverse that trend. Whether you are looking to accelerate your success, make some minor adjustments in your practice, or leave law in whole or in part, I am here to help you do just that and learn from all of my experiences doing the same and supporting hundreds of women on their own unique journeys. I am so glad that you're here. Welcome back, my friends, to the Lawyer Life Podcast, where we are exploring how to live your best life as a legal professional. I am Autumn, your host, and today we are diving into a topic that gets a lot of shade, and I promise you I'm going to break it down for you simply and hopefully give you some nuggets that can be useful to even the biggest non-believers. Before we dig into today's topic, I want to remind all of you that I continue to book speaking engagements for 2025. If your law firm, women's group, women's initiative is looking for some training on career development, negotiating, building a brand, or finding clients, be sure to reach out and schedule an informational session so we can talk about developing a program that suits your needs. You can find all of that information linked in the show notes. Now let's dive in. Today, we are talking about the law of attraction and how manifestation can transform your legal career. Fix your faces. Yes, I know that some of you may be thinking that this is a little bit too far, but please bear with me. Whether you're skeptical or already a believer, stay tuned. This episode could be a game changer for you. So let's start with the very basic foundation. What is the law of attraction? The law of attraction is a concept that's rooted in this idea that your thoughts and your emotions and your beliefs can actually influence the circumstances and events in your life. It operates on this principle that like attracts like, suggesting that the energy that you put out into the universe is going to be returned to you in kind. Simply put, it's the belief that positive or negative thoughts will bring positive or negative experiences into your orbit. Therefore, by focusing on what you want and aligning your thoughts and emotions and actions with that intention, you can attract those outcomes into your life much more quickly. Why this matters to me and how it first came up in my legal career was this notion of fake it till you make it. And I've heard many of my clients say it, and many people say it when we're trying to step into a new persona or a new level of our career. I really see this idea as sort of an end run around manifestation and the law of attraction. The concept really invites you to step into the energy of the life and the person that you want to be. When you do that, you change your energy, you change your vibe and show up in that space, acting and believing as if you've already created it, acting and believing as if you already are that person. And to me, I see this as truly just the law of attraction at work. So if you've ever been a person that has found that fake it till you make it works, and eventually you wake up really feeling that you are that person, that is just proof that the law of attraction is something that you're already doing. So let's unpack some of the core tenets of the law of attraction. And I promise you, I will offer some science to back up some of this. As I mentioned, the first and core tenet of the law of attraction is that like attracts like. The energy that you're putting out into the world, positive or negative, is going to attract that same energy back to you. And this is really rooted in the idea that everything emits vibrational frequencies, and whatever frequency you're putting out is going to attract that similar frequency back to you, good or bad. While this idea is widely embraced in spiritual and metaphysical communities, the scientific support is a little bit more nuanced and indirect. In preparing for this podcast, I started to unpack some of the science underlying this particular idea. And let me tell you, it is a dark hole of the internet. There is so much there to unpack, and it would take me weeks of podcasting to lay it all out for you here. So if you're dubious or if you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to go out there and explore the science behind this idea that certain vibrations attract similar vibrations right back to them. For now, I want you just to think about how we see this happen in our everyday lives. All around us, there is proof that a mindset of abundance is going to attract more opportunities, whereas a mindset of lack draws obstacles. Think about the negative people that we have in our lives. And I know that we all have some that we just can't get rid of. Those are the people that are constantly complaining about their cars, their houses, their relationships, their health, their dating life, all of it. Those people never suddenly show up one day exclaiming that all of the good things that they've been wanting in their lives have come to them. Rather, those people seem to be a magnet for more and more negative things that just keep happening to them and reinforcing this negative mindset, and around they go, never creating the positive things that they actually want. The reason is because the energy that they're just putting out and living in is nothing but negative energy. And that is all that they are getting back. I firmly believe that those types of situations are just the law of attraction at work and your own negativity bias playing into that same law. This is also why I think it's very important for us to be more intentional with the energy that we surround ourselves with. Because when we are around those negative people, we feel our own energy drop. And that is because the negative energy that they are putting out is impacting our own vibrational frequencies, and it brings us down. A second core tenet of the law of attraction is that what you focus on expands. Many of us are familiar with this idea of confirmation bias, and I see this as a principle that aligns perfectly with the law of attraction in this particular principle. When we concentrate on our desires and on our dreams rather than on our fears, we start aligning our thoughts and our actions and our emotions around those dreams and achieving those dreams. From there, our actions and thoughts and feelings are going to start to align with that vision. For instance, if you're someone that wants to create more abundance in your life or simply more money into your life, focusing on the fear of I'm running out of money, I don't have enough money, it's not a solution-oriented thought, and it doesn't feel good. It just breeds panic and fear and spinning, none of which are going to actually drive you to take action to create more abundance. Rather, that thinking is just going to drive you to look around your life and see all of the ways that you're lacking from a monetary perspective. Your brain is not going to suddenly disagree with you and say, nope, you know what? We actually have enough. We have plenty of money. Life is good. Your brain is just going to confirm that thought that you're offering it. I don't have enough. I need more money. I'm going to run out of money, whatever the thought is. The end result is that this keeps us stuck in a cycle of lack and belief that you don't have enough and you can't create more, none of which is going to drive you to take action to create more of what you're wanting. Instead, focusing on, I can figure out how to generate more income will open your mind to solutioning the problem. The energy that's going to accompany that thought of hopefulness and thinking outside of the box and being resourceful is going to drive actions and emotions that will very likely create more abundance for yourself. Furthermore, that confirmation bias kicks in when you tell yourself, I can figure out how to create more revenue. Your confirmation bias gets to work and starts offering you ideas like, yeah, absolutely you can. Do you remember this one skill that you have? You could start this kind of a side gig. Remember that one person that did that and they were successful. You could do something like that. Your brain is going to start finding evidence and data to support your belief that you can figure it out. What that creates for you instead is a reality filled with experiments and solutions in alignment with that ultimate goal. This may be a good opportunity for me to offer a little bit of a disclaimer, because I do think that the law of attraction and a lot of influencers that focus on the law of attraction and manifestation I think some of the criticism is warranted because I think to a certain extent, the notion of the law of attraction can sort of lend itself to this idea that delusions of grandeur are what we're supposed to carry around with ourselves every day to create the life that we want. And that is not all what I'm advocating. Instead, what I think the law of attraction is advocating, and what I'm certainly proposing, is that every day in our life, we have the opportunity to choose where to focus our thoughts and where to focus our energies. The choice is always between two different sets of thinking that we believe. We can easily believe, I don't have enough money, I might run out of money. But for most of us, we could also believe, I can figure this out, I can find ways to make more money. Both of those avenues feel true and vibrate as true within most people. And that is the difference between running around with delusions of grandeur versus finding accessible, true, authentic thoughts and letting yourself redirect your energy to those that propel positive action in the direction of your goals. When we're lying to ourselves or deluding ourselves about our abilities, that doesn't likely spur that type of an energetic and emotional response because it feels delusional. And so instead, we want to find things that feel true and authentic to ourselves and let those lines of thinking direct our action and utilize the law of attraction and confirmation bias from there. Okay, so this brings me to the third tenet of the law of attraction, and that is to be really clear about your intentions. Not only is this premise essential for the law of attraction, but any coach or motivational speaker is going to tell you that when setting goals, we have to make them specific and measurable and very clear. And the law of attraction agrees with that notion 100%. Sometimes I think about the law of attraction or even setting goals as making an order to the universe or God or whatever the higher power is that you believe in. You wouldn't show up at a restaurant and say, you know what, I would like some pasta. The waiter's going to look at you very confused and very unsure of what exactly it is that you're wanting. Instead, for me, it's going to be, I want an order of gnocchi with gorgonzola cream sauce. That is my all-time favorite and go-to order. From that order, there is no uncertainty about what it is I'm looking for and what it is I'm wanting. And the same is true for your goals and the law of attraction. You have to be very specific in what it is you're wanting to draw to you and what goal it is you're trying to achieve so that you'll know when you've gotten it. The next tenet of the law of attraction is belief and faith. Again, remember my comments on this not being an exercise in delusion. The law of attraction invites us to show up for ourselves and have our own backs. And what that means is truly believing that your goal, that your intention, that your dream is possible for yourself. Again, whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, this is a very useful tool in setting goals. It is not helpful to you to set a goal that you don't truly believe is attainable for yourself. And that is exactly what the law of attraction calls you to do. Believe consistently and firmly that what you are trying to accomplish is possible and it will be coming to you. This is so important for the law of attraction because if we think about our intentions and goals as vibrations, when we slip into fear and self-doubt, it messes up that vibration. So if we're putting out the vibration, hoping to draw something back to ourselves, any fear or self-doubt or worry that it's not possible is going to mess up that transmission and transmit a different energy. And so it's about keeping our message to the universe, to the world, to the goal, clear and consistent and not letting anything interfere with that vibrational transmission. One way to step into belief is to utilize a mantra and visualization that is in alignment with your goal. So for instance, if you're an attorney that's wanting to get some more clients, your mantra may be, I am a magnet for clients that value my expertise and unique contribution. With that thought in place, you can start to visualize what that actually might look like. Those of you that coach with me know that I'm often pushing you to find an accessible mantra for yourself that causes you to show up and act in alignment with your goals. And this is in fact supported by science. One study actually found that self-affirmations activate the reward center of your brain that can enhance your resilience against stress and negative feedback. This tool alone can be tremendously helpful for lawyers that are always facing high pressure situations and need to believe in themselves to find the solution. Personally, I find this to be one of the more challenging elements of the law of attraction because as human beings, our brains are designed to seek out danger and challenge. That negativity bias is going to creep up again and start telling you why clients are never going to hire you or why you're never going to create more abundance in your life or more financial stability. That is what our brains are designed to do. They're designed to keep us safe and spot dangers and risks. And so your brain is going to start arguing with your mantra. And that's just really important to know that anytime we start doing this work, our brain is going to work against us because that's what it's designed to do. So one of the things I would really encourage you to do is find ways to step back into belief and get your vibration back up where you want it to be. There are a number of ways to do this. Sometimes I'll hop on Pinterest and do a little Pinterest collage with the images that align with my particular goal. You can do vision boards or you can meditate on the visualization of you achieving your goal. There are a number of resources out there on the internet that can help you access meditations or affirmations or guided meditations on how to connect with your goal or visualize your goal. Those types of simple tools can get your vibration back to that space of belief and trust and can silence some of those fears and doubts and worries that could be sabotaging the work that you're doing. This leads me to the next element of the law of attraction, and that is emotional alignment. As we step back into faith and belief, our emotions will track that. And those emotions can act as a guide to your vibrational frequency. Feeling joyful, feeling grateful, feeling excited about your future and the possibilities will raise your vibration and align you with positive outcomes. Not only will those emotions put you in the best possible position for success and to take action towards your success from a law of attraction perspective, but being in a better mood simply puts you in a better state all around. There is no downside to this element of the law of attraction. A simple way to maintain that emotional alignment is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is such an essential part of the law of attraction. And again, a practice that has no downside for those of you that aren't buying anything that I'm saying. A gratitude practice raises your vibration. It raises your energy. It puts you in a better state of mind to start attracting and creating the life that you want. When we express gratitude for what we already have and what we've already accomplished, it shifts your focus from lack to abundance. And that opens the door for more positive experiences. So going back to my earlier example about someone who may be worried about money or worried about their finances, one way to shift away from that fear-based thinking is to focus on all of the good and positive material things that you have and being grateful for them and believing that you can create more. When we are living in a space of lack and disbelief and fear, it's really easy to discount everything that we've already created in our lives and all of the blessings that we already have. Whether you endorse the law of attraction or not, being a gracious and grateful human being is never going to be a disservice to you. The next core tenet of the law of attraction that I want to talk about is visualization, which I've already mentioned a little bit earlier. Visualization practices are used by professional athletes and Olympians all over the world and have proven time and time again that it is a way of aligning your brain to act and respond as if you have already accomplished the thing. When we visualize our goals as already achieved, it helps to create the emotional and mental state that we need to attract them. It strengthens your belief and sense of alignment with the goal. What's more, visualization techniques have a solid foundation in science. Analysis published in a psychological bulletin found that mental imagery can significantly enhance performance across a wide array of activities. This includes not only sports, but academic achievements. For attorneys, visualizing a successful court argument or negotiation can help improve your actual performance. Okay, Now we're getting closer to the end of creating our goals. The next core tenet of the law of attraction is acting with intention, which I've been intimating at throughout the course of today's episode. Now that our energy is in alignment, now that we got our head on straight and we're living in belief, we can start taking meaningful action towards our goals. This is again where I think the law of attraction simply gets a bad rap. And it makes me think of this parable that I've heard 1,000 different times in 1,000 different ways. But the way I recall it is this. A man is praying to God of his understanding, and he says, "Dear God, I really want to win the lottery. Please let me win the lottery." And he has this prayer again and again and again, day after day after day, and nothing happens. And he doesn't win, and he continues to worry in fear that it's never going to happen, and he's going to be financially destitute for the rest of his life. Finally, after this goes on for days and days and days, God finally answers his prayer and says, "Go buy a lottery ticket." This is the exact tenet that I'm talking about. It's one thing to put your goals and your dreams out there and align your energy and believe that they're possible. But this is not magic. And I think that's why people are so over the law of attraction, because some people think that that's all that it takes. And that is not it. And those of you that coach with me know that having the goal, believing it's possible is only the first part. And now this is where the rubber meets the road. We actually have to start taking inspired action in alignment with the goal. Having your head on straight, your emotions in alignment, that's what allows you to take the action, but you have to actually start taking the steps. Once we start doing that, it brings us to the next tenet of the law of attraction, and that is letting it go. Now that we've started taking action in alignment with our goal, our job is to simply release all attachments to the outcome and trust the process. One of the mantras that comes to mind that a lot of people use in different contexts is sort of let go and let God. You take your action, you have your belief, you have your faith, but then we have to let it go and trust that whatever is good and right for us in our highest and greatest purpose will come to fruition. And it might not look exactly like we want it to look. And that's why this part of the process is so important. This is not mail order futures. This is aligning ourselves so that we can achieve our greatest and highest contribution. We may not know exactly what that looks like. And so that's why we have to sit back and trust that our energy is out there, our dreams are out there, but the path is going to become known as we start taking steps forward and being open to following whatever path presents itself. One of the biggest challenges people have with the law of attraction is that you do all these things, you take the actions, and then it doesn't happen. And then our energy drops and we start to get frustrated. And then we start to worry that it's not going to happen. And we've just bulldozed everything that we just built. We fall right back into that energy of wanting and lacking and grasping and needing and simply set ourselves back. So once we started taking those actions, our job is just to let it go and trust and have faith. If it is meant to be for you, it will be. I love this way of thinking, whether or not it comes from the law of attraction or not, because it really forces us to acknowledge that sometimes things are just completely out of our hands. And we have to step into this place of unconditional acceptance, but unconditional trust that we will figure it out no matter what happens. It invites us to unconditionally have our own backs. So now that we have done all of the steps of the law of attraction, it's worth noting that this concept dovetails nicely with other universal laws. For instance, the law of vibration states that everything in the universe has energy and a frequency and vibrates at its own unique frequency. And the law of attraction says it will pull in similar frequencies. So if this is something that piques your interest, I really encourage you to check out other universal laws and how they dovetail with this idea of the law of attraction. It's really fascinating, and there's a lot of science and quantum physics backing all of it. Regardless of where you land on this concept of the law of attraction, I truly believe that by practicing a lot of these principles, you can start to more consciously create your reality through the power of your thinking, your emotions, and aligned action. In short, the law of attraction promotes a mindset shift and invites you to focus on opportunities, embracing positivity, and aligning your actions and your intentions to create a more fulfilling life. I see no downside in any of that. But let's face it, in the high stakes world of practicing law that's incredibly stressful, this concept can feel really clunky and counterintuitive. But let's face it, Practicing law is so much about mindset, almost as much about your mindset as it is about your substantive knowledge and skills. The legal profession is notorious for the challenges that come with it. Incredibly long hours, demanding people, high expectations, constant problem solving. It's really easy to get bogged down by stress and negativity. So this idea of being able to shift your thoughts and change your energy by yourself can be tremendously powerful in your legal practice. And there is some science behind this. Research in neuroscience has shown that our thoughts influence our brain's neural pathways. In one study, it found that repetitive thought patterns actually strengthen specific neural connections, which can shape how we perceive and respond to the world. In other words, simply focusing on positive outcomes can rewire your brain for success, which is certainly a tool that I imagine all of us would want to use more in our legal careers. Similarly, studies in positive psychology suggest that positive emotions broaden our thought-action repertoire, helping us build resilience and create problem-solving skills. In a profession like the legal industry, where building client trust and negotiation skills are pretty paramount, these types of things can be really invaluable in changing the way you operate and your success. So let's do a quick rundown to recap how you can use the law of attraction to create more success in your legal career. Step 1, clarify your intentions and be very clear about what it is that you're wanting to create. Do you want to make partner, attract your own high-value clients, start your own firm? Start writing these goals down and visualizing what it might look like to achieve them. As I stated earlier, the clearer your intention, the easier it is to align with it and start taking aligned action. Step 2, clean up your energy. And this is where belief comes in. We have to start cultivating some unwavering belief that you can and will achieve your goal. We have to align our emotions and our actions with accomplishing that goal. If we set a goal but don't actually believe that we can achieve it, you're going to unconsciously sabotage yourself and you're not going to take actions to create that reality. Practicing affirmations that align with your goal can help in this process. And again, regularly visualizing yourself experiencing your desired outcome is an important tool. Step 3, take inspired action. The law of attraction is not a magic wand. You actually have to show up and partner with the universe to create whatever it is that you're wanting. It's about simply taking action that aligns with your goals. And last but not least, let go and trust. Release your attachment to how and when your desires will manifest, and trust that the universe or God or whomever will bring them to fruition in the right time in a manner that is best in alignment with your highest and greatest contribution. I remember years ago when I started doing this work, and some of the goals that I set, I don't even know where they came from, because looking back, they weren't really in alignment with who I wanted to be. So naturally, my manifestation and law of attraction work was not creating the thing. And so I really had to step back and take stock of what this experience is trying to teach me and why this goal is not happening. And what I came to realize was that the goal itself was really not in alignment with my greatest intentions. And it was really a stepping stone towards something bigger. And without this idea of letting go and believing that what you're truly wanting to create will come to you at some point, without that belief, it can be really easy to get sidetracked and discouraged when what you're wanting doesn't come to fruition right away. Manifestation is not magic. It's a tool that works when combined with effort and persistence. One simple tip to get started with this practice, or try it on for size, is just to start really small. Try manifesting something that's really manageable, like completing a really challenging project with ease or having a very productive meeting. Conduct those experiments and track your results. Over time, you'll start to build trust with the process. And I will leave you with this final quote from Nikola Tesla, who famously said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." So there you have it, the law of attraction and manifestation in the context of your legal career. If you take nothing else from today's episode, please remember that your thoughts and actions have power. By setting clear intentions, believing in yourself, and taking aligned action, you can create a legal career that not only succeeds, but fulfills you. Thank you for tuning in to the Lawyer Life podcast today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review on your podcast listening platform. I would so appreciate it. And if you're ready to take your legal career to the next level, or if you want some support with your own law of attraction work, reach out and schedule a virtual coffee with me or a free coaching consultation to see how we can work together to create the career and life of your dreams. As always, if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to address in another Q&A episode, please don't hesitate to email me, autumn@thelawyerlifecollective.com. We are offering something a little different in the Lawyer Life Collective for new clients. I am rolling out a 6-month fast track coaching program. What I have found over the years is that my clients that have the greatest success and the most advancement in their careers are those that invest and meet with me regularly over the course of 6 months or 12 months. To that end, I'm offering a 6-month deep dive into the world of coaching where we will meet up to 18 times over the course of 6 months, focusing on your goals, pushing you to achieve everything that you've always wanted, helping you navigate and find new strategies in the face of obstacles. If you are wanting things to be even a freckle different in your legal career, this is a huge opportunity for you to step up, invest in yourself, and start taking action now to ensure that the last half of the year is the best you've ever had. If this is something that interests you, I promise it is for a reason. Reach out to me, schedule a free coaching consultation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about the program, but truly, this is the best investment you can make in your career. 6 months to change everything. The tools that you will get from that time together, you will have access to for a lifetime. That includes all of my online programs, all of my resources, everything I'm continually adding to my coaching library. You will have everything that you need to move forward with very little to no support from me after our time together. It is truly the best investment you can make, and I hope that if you are listening to this and this piques your interest, you will follow through and see what coaching can do for you. For those of you not quite ready to take the plunge with a full-blown coaching program, please keep in mind that I offer a variety of self-guided coaching options, including my How to Lawyer for Real series, which is now available as an email course on demand. And I have various other downloads and freebies available on my website, including my annual billable hours tracker and planner, my guidebook on finding and securing clients, a habit tracker, a stress journal, and all sorts of goodies that will help you level up your legal practice. Head over to thelawyerlifecollective.com to check out all of these resources available to you, or to schedule that free coaching consult or virtual coffee. And last but not least, how could I forget? February is Mindfulness Month at the Lawyer Life Collective. Our newsletter coming out the first Friday of February is about mind hacks that can help you achieve anything. So it's going to dovetail really nicely with the content that we talked about today, but it's also going to unpack some visualization exercise, some science behind all of this weirdness, and some more information to help you dive into the law of attraction and manifestation and to get your mind right in February. If you're not currently subscribed to the newsletter, be sure to head over to the website to do just that and check out the newsletter archives if you happen to have missed this month's release.